claiming to be the New Zealand shooter's grandmother and uncle.
It's only since he travelled overseas, I think, that boy has changed completely to the boy we knew.
We're so sorry for all the families over there, for the dead and the injured. Yeah, we just can't think nothing else. Just want to go home and hide.
Shattered.
Yes, shattered is the word.
The interview was conducted today in the Australian city of Grafton in New South Wales. New Zealand's Prime Minister says her office received a 74-page anti-immigrant manifesto just minutes before the deadly mosque shooting in Christchurch on Friday. Jacinda Ardern says her office received an email of the manifesto reportedly written by the suspect in the attacks. Ardern says her office forwarded the document to parliamentary security within minutes of receiving it. The Prime Minister visited the mosque this weekend to pay her respects and met with members of the Muslim community. And mourners continue to gather in Christchurch following the mass shooting. Police now say that 50 people were killed after the body of another victim was found at one of the mosques. And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau spoke yesterday with New Zealand's Prime Minister to offer condolences for those killed and injured in the terrorist attacks. In a phone call, Trudeau recalled the deadly mosque shooting in Quebec in 2017, saying Canada shares the people of New Zealand's sense of grief and loss. Both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to pluralism and diversity and agreed that hatred, intolerance, Islamophobia, and terrorism have no place in our societies. Trudeau conveyed Canada's offer of support during this difficult time. Meantime, tributes continue to pour in for the victims. Flowers and messages are being laid at the Botanic Gardens near Christchurch Hospital. People also prayed for the victims at a Sunday morning church service. Pope Francis has offered prayers for those killed and wounded in the New Zealand attacks. Francis led the faithful in a silent prayer for the victims, who he referred to as our Muslim brothers. Francis says the mosque attacks add to the pain and wars of conflicts afflicting humanity. He also denounced the shootings as a senseless act of violence. In the aftermath of last week's tragedy, New Zealanders are rallying together with some heartwarming displays of fellowship. This community group performed a haka at a makeshift shrine near one of the mosques. A large crowd gathered to watch the traditional Maori dance performed. It was just one of a number of vigils and ceremonies held across the country. A fund set up to raise money for victims and their families has already raised almost $4 million Canadian. And surfers competing in a professional event in Sydney held an emotional tribute for the victims. Dozens of surfers took part in a paddle out and laid flowers in the water at Manly Beach. A paddle out is a ritual adopted by the surfing community as a way to celebrate the lives of people who have died.